Hey everybody, it's Kim here. I was gonna call this one Come Walk With Me or Go For a Walk With Me, but I kind of decided to sit down at the picnic table, so I don't know, maybe come sit on the picnic table with me. I don't know. I'm just actually down here at the river again, a little bit again tonight because it's just a beautiful evening. It's an absolutely beautiful evening. It's not too cold out. The sun is just getting ready to set here soon, but the fall colors are in full bloom. And today the water is so clear and so peaceful that the reflection of the leaves is even on the water. So I'm going to try. I tried to switch the screen around, but it won't do it with this video. So I'm going to kind of flip my phone around a little bit. You can see below me, you can see the trees, which are kind of green on the other side there, and you can see the reflecting in the water. But as I go along, you're going to see a lot more color. And the skies are just amazing as well. You'll see a lot of color there in those leaves over there, and just the water is just beautiful. The reflection, it's just a totally windless night, mild temperatures, and the changing of the season. This time of year, as I've mentioned in my other videos, is one of the most beautiful times of year here in our area. As the fall leaves all turn their colors, we have many different kinds of trees here. So some turn red, some turn gold, some turn orange. It's just and there's kind of a stuttering process of it. Some of the smaller trees will shed their leaves, and then there's just a process where the other ones will start to turn. So you have probably, I would say, a good 3 to 4 weeks where there's just this constant pattern of the leaves just changing their colors. I really enjoy this season. It's probably one of my favorite seasons of the year, but I don't like what comes next. And it's not that I don't like winter, because I do kind of enjoy winter. Winter's a beautiful time of year. As you know, many of you know, I'm kind of an amateur photographer, so I really enjoy doing shots of the winter snows and the trees and the ice and all this kind of stuff as well. But there's a little period of time in between this beautiful, glorious autumn and the time when we get our first snowfall. And in that period of time, there's several weeks where everything is dead. The leaves have all dropped to the ground. Everything is bare. Everything is dead. Everything just kind of has lost its luster, it's lost its beauty. I would like to say that I could think of something in November that's beautiful, but really it's not. It's everything that is glorious and beautiful and draws your attention is really gone. The trees are getting ready to hibernate for the winter. The water, the boats are no longer in the water because it's too cold. Everything's kind of shut down. They're putting the ice into the rinks here and stuff like that, or indoor rinks and everything. So it's just kind of a time where, I don't know, I think today earlier I referred to it as a gray area. It's kind of a gray area in the year. It's kind of a dull time in the year. It's a year when it's really too cold to do anything, but there's not the things available yet to do that you would do in the colder weather. And but I thought to myself, you know, this is a season that might seem kind of dull, it might seem kind of gray, but in a few weeks from now, although some people are probably dreading that too, there's going to be beautiful snowflakes that are going to fall from the sky. And we're going to wake up one morning and we're going to see this beautiful blanket of snow that's laying on the ground. It's just sparkling and it's white and it's beautiful. And the world kind of comes alive again as this ponds start to freeze over and people get out there and they get skating and they get sliding down the hills and the snowmobiles are going and everything is just coming alive again as people adapt to the new season, right? You know, sometimes in our lives, in our spiritual lives, there are those gray times, there are those dull times, and there are those times when it looks like everything is just kind of dead and it's just kind of, you know, there's nothing attractive about it. It looks depressing. You can't even look at it and imagine that anything beautiful is beyond that moment. And we just think of the glorious times that we've had in the past, and we long for the future, but right now we're kind of in a period where things are at a standstill. And, you know, everybody's had those times. There's not one person you could talk to, a minister, that wouldn't tell you they had those times when things didn't look so bright, when it just didn't seem to be anything happening. But as sure as the time is going to come when that dull gray time is gone, and the beauty of the winter and the activities and Christmas and a brand new year that's approaching, all the excitement of that's coming along, there's just that knowing that this is not going to last. This is not going to last. Sometimes the enemy can make us believe that this is it. It can just seem like everything has died. It can just seem like the beauty of what we're called to is gone. And in our minds we can think, it's just, this is it. It's all gone. But it's not. Some things are just kind of incubating. Some things are hibernating. Some things are incubating. Some things just aren't ready to step into yet. If you were to take your snowmobile out in the middle of November and run it across the field here, you probably would do a little bit of damage to it, because you would be premature in stepping out into something that's not ready, right? So sometimes those dull gray areas, which we think are dull gray, but really there's lots going on behind the scenes when God's working. A lot of times we can just look at that and think like, ugh, like this, right? But really there's things that are going on. But if we step out too early, we can actually, not have it turn out the way that it would have turned out if we just waited for the next season to come. So there's a changing season in this world, and there's a changing season in our lives and in our ministries and in our callings. And just take this time. Take the time when things are slower. Take the time when things are quieter to rest. Because you're going to need that energy. You're going to need that energy. You're going to need that knowledge. You're going to need that extra prayer time. You're going to need those things in your life to be ready, to be equipped to step into the next stage. See, right now, this is a time of equipping in our area. They're gearing up for the next season. The snow plows are getting equipped. People who have pickups are putting on their snow plows over the next couple of weeks. They're getting ready. They're getting ready for what's required of the next season. Hockey teams are starting to practice. They're starting to do their routines and everything. They're starting to build their teams, and they're starting to work together and practice and everything to get ready for the next season. Stores are starting to change even what's on their shelves. They're getting ready for the next season. They're getting ready for what is to come. So it's a preparation time. Take those dull gray areas that are maybe in your ministry, in your life, and let them be a time of preparation for you. Let them be a time of rest for you. Let them be a time when you don't sit there and dwell on what happened in the last season or what you would like to see happen the next season. Just be where you are. Just be where you are. Be what you're doing. Be where you're called. And sometimes your calling is to do nothing but prepare. Sometimes your calling is to do nothing but rest. Sometimes your calling is just to be. Sometimes I have learned I just have to be. Because sometimes we're required to be all things to all people. And sometimes we just need to be. We just need to be at peace and be rested. I don't deal easily with that, I'll be honest with you. I like to be on the go. I like to be busy. I like to know what's coming next. But one thing I'm learning is that I can never know what's next. But I can prepare and be my best for whatever is to come. Amen? So God bless you in your next season. I hope this helped somebody today that's maybe feeling restless in your season. It helped me. God bless you.